Hello techies. Welcome to our brand new video series focused on helping you get the most of your experiences in life. Before we start the video, let's know about Upptalk. Upptalk is a live, interactive platform for software training, furnishing robust personalities who could take on universal business platforms.
I'm trying to find out a worker who is a manager. So that I can choose the right. I want to say the management level. Let me look at this particular worker. Elizabeth Holmes. So how are you searching for the workers? Is it like you go to Logan McNeil's organization and checking? No, I just looked for an existing organization in Global Modern Services, and you see the management level. Here is 3 Executive Vice President. Write the management level for this worker. So let me write a rule based on this particular management level, which is 3 Executive Vice President. So that it returns some workers. Okay, so 3 Executive Vice President. 3 right here. Okay, so let me choose both. I don't know which one is the right one. People have played it so many. So let me choose this. So now let's say I am looking for the Executive Vice President, and if I go to Compensation Eligibility, and if I click on View Eligible Workers, then what will happen? It will return the list of workers whose management level is Executive Vice President. Correct. That is what I am expecting. So I will go to the related actions, Compensation Eligibility, and I will say Few Eligible Workers. Right? There are 99 workers who are Executive Vice President. Let's see if Elizabeth Holmes is part of the list, so I will expand the list. Krish, how did you link this to us towards your? How did we get the names? I mean, you just created an eligibility rule, right? But how is it going to be? I just created an eligibility rule. I did not. Is my eligibility rule based on a supervisor organization? So basically, this is searching an entire tenant. We are not linked to any entire tenant. That's correct. I just looked at one worker. Okay, I just picked up the management level from there. That's all I did. Okay, because when I was looking at manager I was not getting any hits. Right, so I used a management level that has been used for an employee. So I used it in my eligibility rule. Okay, and then I'm testing. Okay, ideally I should also change a few parameters, like I should now call it as all executives, vice presidents, right? So this is to identify all executive vice presidents in the system, right? This makes more sense now. Right. The description and the comment and the rule that we have written are consistent now. So what I'm looking at is all the executive vice presidents in the system. And how many did I get? 99. Now let's see if Elizabeth Holmes is also a part of that particular list. So it's returned 99 workers in this tenant who are executive vice presidents. Now, if I expand this and let's search for Elizabeth Holmes, here she is. There is a little bit Holmes. So it matches with what we see on the system, right? Elizabeth Holmes is an executive vice president. So if I am creating a rule based on that, I am able to get this particular and also says, let's say, Darren Martin is this worker is also eligible. So let's look at this worker and let's see if Darren Martin is an executive vice president. Let's find out. Okay, it should be, otherwise he wouldn't have been a part of that list, but still, let's make sure. So you see the management level of that Darren Martin is also executive vice president. Correct. Not it. So now you see that maybe it is too big of a list. 99. I was not expecting 99. Maybe I should narrow it down. How can I narrow it down? And put in one way, by adding more conditions. By adding more conditions. That's absolutely correct. By adding more conditions. Maybe this is not the population I'm looking for. Maybe I'm looking for a little bit more specific population of employees. So for that we can edit the political digital, and we can add more conditions to it. Let me show you one more thing. The thing is, you have created an eligible to do. We did one kind of test. The test was, we found a list of all the eligible workers. Correct. Now what is? We want to test one specific worker. Whether that worker is going to be eligible through this rule or not. We can do that as well. So we go to a compensation eligibility, and we can click on Test. Test. So in this test option, you can specify which worker you want to test. Let's say I want to test some of the workers that we hired. Daniel Slower. So we want to test WW Daniel Slower. So this is the Chief Executive Officer that we hired last week. So we want to see if Daniel Slower is going to be eligible as for this rule or not. So I click on OK. It said, eligible for this rule. What is it? What is it? It's not. What is it? No. Right. He's not eligible for this rule. Now it shows you the rule. Okay, what is the rule? The rule is this, Executive Vice President. Now, if I click on this worker Daniel Slower, and we will have to find out. Right, like why this worker didn't make the cut. So we can look at Daniel's lower management level. And see for ourselves, like why he didn't make the cut. Well, his job profile, his management level. Let's look at his management level. What is his management level? His management level is Chief Executive Officer. So it didn't match. Our eligibility criteria, which is 3, Executive Vice President. Right. So this worker must not say the. So you have two kinds of texts. One else you can lift down all the employees who are satisfying this criteria, or you can also test one by one. Like you, can perform positive and negative tests as well. Now, if I look at Elizabeth Holmes right, if I test Elizabeth Holmes, I know for a fact that Elizabeth Holmes is an executive vice president, right? So let's look at Elizabeth Holmes and click OK. So Elizabeth Holmes is eligible for this rule. We know it for a fact, right, because we base this criteria based on eligible Elizabeth Holmes. Elizabeth Holmes is an executive vice president. So we looked on the basis of Elizabeth Holmes. We see that she is eligible. But when we check for Daniel's lower, we saw Daniel's lower is not actually right. So this is how you can perform a positive test as well as a negative test. You have the option to test this eligibility criteria. Okay. Using the test option.
Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us at sales@upptalk.com.